78 Sports TV here with my brothers. I got Earl Jarrett. I got Zone 6 Boxing and Boxing Beats and Rhymes. What's up, y'all?
Yo, what up?
What up, man?
All right. We got a big fight coming up this weekend. Very important fight for boxing history and for the light heavyweight division right now. We got Bernard Hopkins versus Sergey Kovalev. Hopkins is the IBF and WBA light heavyweight champion. Kovalev, the WBO. Hopkins trying to be the undisputed champion in his division at 50 years old. Boxing Beats and Rhymes, what is your predictions? First of all, what do you think of the fight, and what is your prediction of the fight outcome?
You see, this what, like, Hopkins is the awkward fight, because anyone who follows the chat knows that I don't predict him to win fights, but I don't necessarily mean I predict him to win. But I think Kovalev has the power. He's going to have to show me something if he can land the power. At 50 years age, he could collapse any time and turn old in the ring. But Kovalev is a bleeder. He's a bleeder. He doesn't like being pushed back. I'm not sure if he's got that great an inside game, but he looks like he has a lot of power. It's an intriguing match. And it's one that I think Hopkins could win it. I think Hopkins could have, but I suppose that is a prediction. I think he could win it. Kovalev by KO, Hopkins on points, you know.
Okay, so you got it basically a 50-50 fight?
Yes, yeah, I suppose so. I'd swing slightly towards Hopkins, though, if I was pushed.
55-45 Hopkins.
Yeah.
All right, Zone 6, what's your thoughts on the fight, and what's your prediction?
Well, the thoughts on the fight, I mean, I like it. I think it's a very, very good fight. I think Bernard Hopkins is challenging himself, trying to make history by unifying. And the only thing about the fight that worries me, man, I hope that it lives up to the magnitude of what's on the line. You know, all the belts, big stage, light heavyweight champions. I just got a feeling that this is going to be a stinker. And what I mean by that, I think this may be some type of no contest draw or some type of controversy, man. I think that Bernard Hopkins is skillful and crafty enough to survive the fight, but I think Kovalev is going to put some pressure and maybe power on him that he ain't going to have never felt. And I think once he kind of realized that, I think he's going to do this classical and the typical Bernard Hopkins, let me find a way out. Let me find a way to stink this joint out. Let me survive this night and try to go for a rematch. Let me just outfox this kid tonight. So I see, man, honestly, man, for real, I see a no contest or some type of, I'm telling you, man, I see a no contest or some type of weird draw or some crazy stuff like that, man. A RTD decision.
Okay.
Something.
All right, Earl, what's your take on the fight, and what's your prediction?
Yeah, my take on the fight, like, I think it's a two-way fight, right? With the two fighters, right? So first, I'm gonna go with Kovalev. Like, what Kovalev's got to do. This is my five keys to victory for Kovalev, and then I'm gonna do Hopkins. The first, Kovalev, he's got to establish. He's got to start fast and be strong. He's got to go to the body, cut off the ring, commit on the power shots, you know what I mean, and then apply pressure. That's what he needs to do. For me to win. And Hopkins, he needs to control the pace of the fight, establish the jab, throw the lead right, and be ready for the fast pace what Kovalev is trying to set on him, and use the ring. And in that, it's a two-way. It can go either way. And like, you're talking like Kovalev ain't been from 6 onwards. That's Hopkins. That's all Hopkins. From 1 to 6, that's all Kovalev. So it's a two-way. He can go in. That's the most dangerous round for Kovalev. We ain't seen him in deep water. So if Hopkins takes him deep water, you know he's gonna drown him. So, but you know Hopkins is crafty. He gonna do what he gotta do to drag Kovalev into them deep water. So I'm gonna go Hopkins. Hopkins by unanimous decision, clearly outpointing him. Kovalev gonna be cut up, man. I'm looking like a jockey type of thing, man, where he's in close, in fighting. He ain't used to that battle where worn down, this grueling fight. He ain't used to that, and he marks up easily, man. He marks up pretty easily. So I'm taking Hopkins. You can go either way, but at the minute I'm gonna pick Hopkins, and he's gonna be the undisputed light heavyweight champion, the number one, numero uno. Stevenson, even though Stevens the linear, I got Hopkins winning by unanimous decision, so I'm going B-Hop.
Okay, I got first of all, I think of the fight. I think it's a great fight, man. I was shocked that Hopkins at this age, you know, and with so much politics in boxing now, I just didn't think that he would be willing to take on a guy like Kovalev, but he is. You know, he still got that shit in him. You know, Hopkins is an OG, and he's not scared of nothing. You know, he believes the hype that comes out of his mouth, and I got to ride with Hopkins. I picked against Hopkins when he fought Trinidad. I picked against him against Tarver, okay, and I picked against him against Winky Wright, all right, and you know, I just think that at some point you gotta say, man, the dude Hopkins is just something special, man. He's a you know, I compare him, you know, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all to the all-time greats, but I see, like, I compare him to sort of like an Archie Moore type of guy, all right? Well, you never know how he's going to look in the ring, but every time he gets in the ring, it's going to be something historic. So I'm going to ride with Bernard Hopkins to win this fight by split decision. I think it's going to be some rounds in there where it kind of goes whatever the judges like, you know. I think Kovalev is going to be throwing some hard punches, but I think Bernard Hopkins is just too much of and too intelligent in the ring. And I think he's seen everything Kovalev can do. The thing is going to be, can Hopkins take Kovalev's punches? You know what I'm saying? So I got Hopkins, though, winning a split decision.